My fairy tale is called Attack of the Cobras, written and illustrated by Alan Norris. In a land far, far away, there once lived a girl named Kathy. Kathy was a shy, short girl that nobody really noticed. Well, anyways, one day the prince went missing and the king was traumatized. The prince would get anything, the person... My fairy tale is called Attack of the Cobras, written and illustrated by Alan Norris. In a land far, far away, there once lived a girl named Kathy. Kathy was a shy, short girl that nobody really noticed. Well, anyways, one day the prince went missing and the king was traumatized. He would send his best guards, but they would never return. He was so worried that whoever found the prince would get everything and anything they desired. Soon everyone was talking about the prince missing and the reward of someone finding him. The king gathered volunteers and talked to them each personally. When he came across Kathy, he said, "My story is called Attack of the Cobras, written and illustrated by Alan Norris. In a land far, far away, there once lived a girl named Kathy. Kathy was a shy, short girl that nobody really noticed. Well, anyways, one day the prince went missing and the king was traumatized. He was so worried that whoever found the prince would get anything and everything they desired. He would send his best guards, but they would never return. Soon everyone was talking about the prince missing and the reward of someone finding him. The king gathered volunteers and talked to them each personally. When he came across Kathy, he said, "Are you kidding me?" And Kathy responded, "No." Right then, the king looked down to her and laughed. Then he said, "You crack me up," and walked away. Kathy was mad. She stormed out of the king's castle. She went home and later realized that she didn't need to get the king's approval to look for the prince. So she was roaming around when she heard a strange noise from a dark alley. She started walking into the alley when she heard another noise behind her. She turned, but nothing was there. She heard another noise, so she turned around again and saw giant cobras. Then in half a second, a giant cobra swallowed her. The giant cobras arrived to their evil lair and spit Kathy out. "Ew," she said, covered in goo. "Get me out of here," she said, sounding a little too desperate. Then at the corner of her eye, she saw the prince, chained to a wall. "Lock her up," said the giant cobra that swallowed her. In less than a second, a giant cobra put her in chains. "How'd you do that?" Kathy said. Then the giant cobra replied, "Never seen a cobra with superpowers?" Kathy stood on the wall next to the prince, looking at the giant cobra blankly. Kathy was shocked. She started wiggling to break free from the chain, but it was too strong. "What are you doing?" said the snake. "What does it look like I'm doing?" she replied. "Doing the worm," said another giant cobra. "This is how it's done." Then in the middle of the floor, he started doing more. "Let's get more food," said the leader. "Caesar, guards him," said the leader of the group. "Okay," Caesar said. Then the leaders and the rest of the group left. After a couple minutes, Caesar had to go to the bathroom. Kathy started shaking to break free from the chains, but it wouldn't work. She tried again, it just wouldn't budge. She tried it one more time and broke free from the chains. "Finally," she said as she sighed. Kathy looked around the room to find something to free the prince. Then she spotted keys. She unlocked the prince's chains. Right when she finished, she heard a giant cobra slither. "Run!" she whispered, and they ran. They ran and ran until they bumped into the leader of the cobras. "Where is he going?" said the king cobra. Somewhere," replied Kathy. "Take them away again," said the leader. In nearly 7 seconds, they were chained up again. "I'm hungry," said the snake that guarded Kathy and the prince. "Then we shall eat," the leader said, and him the goose slithered toward them. "No!" Kathy screamed as loud as she could. Then she heard someone say, "Kathy, wake up. Kathy, you have to go to school." "Wait, is the prince okay?" "What prince?" said Kathy's mom. Right then, Kathy realized it was a dream. "Wow, I just had the worst dream anyone could possibly have," said Kathy. "Are you sure it was a dream?" said Kathy's mother. By the way, it wasn't actually Kathy's mom. It was a snake that was a shift shaper.